Manchester is a city of about 500,000 people. It's roughly 210 miles north and west of London, so about the difference between Washington and New York. And Manchester Arena is not just the largest indoor concert venue in the UK, it's the largest across Europe, holding some 21,000 people. And it was a packed house here last night for that Ariana Grande concert. And then the description from witnesses was sheer chaos when they heard a loud bang and people started screaming and then rushing and stampeding towards the exits, where one of those exits is where apparently this suicide bomber detonated this improvised explosive device. According to authorities, that device packed with nuts and bolts and possibly nails, timed to inflict maximum carnage on this crowd of mostly teens and young adults. Police have identified the suspect through U.S. authorities, through British authorities, but at the news conference a short time ago, British authorities just basically spoke about how awful this whole thing was.
We have been treating this as a terrorist incident, and we believe at this stage the attack last night was conducted by one man. The priority is to establish whether he was acting alone or as part of a network.
At least 59 injured and 22 dead, including 18-year-old Georgina Bethany Callender, a student who was described as having a big smile, someone who loved pop music and Ariana Grande. And then you mentioned the 8-year-old, Safi Rose Russos, whose mom and I'm told 2 sisters wounded by shrapnel, now among the victims recovering in 8 different area hospitals. First responders obviously swarmed this scene, and so did frantic parents desperately searching for their loved ones, dozens of whom are now recovering in those hospitals.
It was just chaos, just utter chaos and frightening, just terrifying.
I was just really nervous about what would happen, and as soon as I heard the bang, I just decided to run. I just didn't know what to do.
We just heard screaming, and everybody was running from the back towards the front.
Saw like a flash, like an explosion flash, and then at that point everyone was running back up the stairs again, panicking, screaming, shouting, crying.
Britain's Queen Elizabeth released a statement which reads in part, "The whole nation has been shocked by the death and injury in Manchester last night of so many people, adults and children who had just been enjoying a concert. I know I speak for everyone in expressing my deepest sympathy to all who have been affected by this dreadful event, and especially to the families of those who have died or were injured." The British intelligence agency MI5, basically the British equivalent to the FBI, is heavily involved in investigating this case. We believe there are FBI agents from the U.S. here on the ground in the UK as well, and they are executing search warrants. Harris, as you mentioned, there has been an arrest, we're told, of one other person suspected of being connected somehow to this attack, a 23-year-old who was busted here in South Manchester, very close to our location, and the searches and the investigation obviously continues.